Hey guys, welcome back to the show where we talk about your psychology problems present in your life. Those aren't your real problems. Those are just symptoms of the ultimate problem, which is you managing or mismanaging your emotions in a certain way. The problem you experience, it may have nothing to do with what you think is going on. And it could be, what we're going to talk about today, it could be because you're at a previous stage of your adult development. The serious young man phase is one manifestation of this. I got a question from a listener about it. What is it? Does everybody go through it? How does one work through the serious young man phase? Which I think is as a I was about to say Amazon original, which I think is an Animus original because I just Googled it and I see no results. I thought I got that term from somewhere, but I guess not. Like nerd hurt. I thought I heard the term nerd hurt somewhere, but I guess I just came up with it. Wow, I'm so smart, you guys. So what is the serious young man phase? How do we work through it? What it is, I think, is when it's just a stage of being a novice in life. It's just a novice, a psychological novice. And you act in all these ways to compensate for that, but you're not focusing on the main issue. So a great analogy here, I'm going to use jiu-jitsu because I know this listener, and he does jiu-jitsu. How do you tell when somebody's a novice at jiu-jitsu? Right? They're really tight, they're rigid, they're trying to use their strength as much as possible. I know because I did this when I was a beginner. Not that I'm good now or anything. And you're and you want to learn moves, right? That's always a great sign of a novice in jiu-jitsu is like, show me the move. It's not about the move, right? It's just about becoming comfortable with the process. It's about body position. It's about balance. But you don't have that when you're a novice, so you're trying to make up for it in all these ways, and it's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with it. You need to go through that. That's the novice stage of jiu-jitsu, and that's what it is in life psychologically. We see this a lot with mindset training, like show me the technique, show me the supplement I need to fix whatever my problem is. It's anxiety, and it's just such this narrow, concrete bound, focused view of your issues that you're really never going to solve the issue. Now you need to go through that, right? You need to go through that so you can you don't just believe me when I say it doesn't work and just causes more problems long term. You need to feel it. Like I always say about lying to a woman. I think it's a really good idea to lie to a woman at some point in your life so you can prove to yourself, so you can really see that it doesn't work and you're not smart enough to get away with it. It's nothing wrong with it necessarily. It's only wrong if you don't learn and grow and move on when you do mess up. Right? There's nothing wrong with the serious young man phase. It's only wrong when you don't take a step back and go, okay, I'm so focused on, getting this guy's arm in this arm bar, but it's really just about, I'm rolling. I really don't like that term in jiu-jitsu. I'm rolling. I'm wrestling with this purple belt. Maybe it's just I'm just going to focus on my body position, and he's going to hurt me, and that's just what it needs to be right now because that's the stage where I am. So yeah, ultimately it's a novice stage. You're more concerned with techniques over fundamentals. I think that's a good way of saying it. And you hold on too tightly, and so you end up freaking everybody out. You end up weirding everybody out because you don't know what the fundamentals are, whether it's jiu-jitsu or life. So you can come off as a little skeezy. So here's some characteristics of the serious young man phase that I notice is you're just more afraid of failure than you are concerned about success. You just don't want to look stupid. That seems to be your ultimate goal, whether it's stated or unstated. You just don't want to mess up. You don't want to look stupid. You're really unclear about the fundamentals, right? Which, if we're talking about life, it's for a man, it's finding a purpose. You probably don't have a purpose. You haven't figured one out. You may have some interests and some areas that you care about, but you're not really concerned with a purpose because you don't have one. So you compensate for that. So what do you do when you really don't have what you fundamentally need in life to succeed, yet your biggest fear is not succeeding? You get a lot of compensation, you get a lot of techniques, a lot of things that look like mindset training, and you're just trying to hold on. You're just trying to cover up the fact that you don't have a firm foundation, i.e. a purpose. Now, how do you develop a purpose? We talk about that a lot here, but ultimately it comes down to looking at your interests, following your interests, and developing relationships, whatever relationships you have in your life, as much as you can. From there, you develop a boundary, and a boundary is what makes it way more likely for you to develop a purpose. Whenever I see on Twitter like these list articles of things you need to do to be a top tier man, and it's like have 10 to 12 body fat, avoid soy products, and it's just these long threads, I think, okay, this guy is in the throes of the serious young man phase, and it's fine, right? I recognize it. I'm not talking ill of these guys. I recognize it because I went through it. And you need to keep going. Eventually you get to the place where you realize this is exhausting. I can't do this anymore. Usually it's maybe a girl breaks up with you, right? And then it really causes you to look at your life and say, I'm trying to do everything right and nothing's working out. What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. Your approach is off. So that's, yes, a lot of supplements. Like when people ask, like when people have this huge problem in their life and then they ask, well, what do I do? What do I do about this huge problem? It's like, dude, can't answer that. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. You need to first focus on the fundamentals and engage with the process that works on your fundamental issues. I guess in a more abstract Jungian way, we could say it's just poor anima integration. So what's the way out? I mean, the ultimate way out, yeah, therapy, manage your emotions, of course. But a good way out, more concretely, is just get a job, travel, meet a lot of people, read, experience. You need experience. You're trapped in this bubble, existential, psychological bubble that doesn't even matter, and you need to break out of that somehow. At some point, I mean, this is just archetypal in stories and myths. At some point, you need to be the proverbial fish out of water. I just don't see you getting beyond the serious young man phase without doing something like that. You need to be just, okay, it's just me and reality in my mind, and I just got to figure this out. I think that is crucial. The other way to do it is to just get a girlfriend, honestly. If you haven't had a girlfriend, just get a girlfriend. Sleeping with girls or just casually dating girls, that's not going to do it. You need to get a girlfriend for the purpose of, well, she's your first girlfriend, right? So you need to break up with her. And I think that through going through that, of having this person in your life, feeling a way that you've never felt before, because that's how it's going to be when you get your first girlfriend. You've never felt this way before, and then she's gone. Whether she breaks up with you or you break up with her, it's immaterial. You just need to go through that process to just be able to get to that place where you're able to take a step back and you go, okay, I'm going to keep taking my magnesium, but maybe that's not some huge answer to my anxiety issues. Right? Maybe that's just, right, a technique, right? It's like the beginner in jiu-jitsu. Ooh, show me that move. Oh, good. Wait, what do you learn that move for? Right? You can't even get your body position right. You have no balance. And of course, what I always say is, this is about stages of adult development. Probably, to some degree, the problems that you experience right now has nothing to do with the problem, like I was saying, right? It's you are operating with like old software. You're at a previous stage of adult development, but life is demanding a more advanced stage. So you have a girlfriend, yet you have yet to separate from your parents. That's going to lead to an entire host of problems. And in every book you read about communication and how to be a man in a relationship. It's just not going to matter. It may help to some degree, but it's not going to matter, as we say here. You need to separate from your parents. You need to be more honest with them. You need to let them know what's going on with you. If you're, doing that thing still, that very little boy, I need to take care of mommy thing because mommy is my world. Daddy is my world. You're doing the thing where I can't say anything to upset them, even if it's true and honest. I would look at those places in your life to overcome the serious young man phase, right? So this is always like we talked about here. This is about unconscious integration. The serious young man, he wants to seem like he's integrated. He wants to seem like he has his unconscious integrated, but he doesn't. So he adapts, or really it's ultimately a maladaptation. He compensates in all these ways that just, get him to hang on. And again, you need to do that to put yourself in a place of pain, so then you realize, okay, this is not going to work. I need to look at this from a different perspective. I need to figure out what my issues really are. I always thought therapy was lame, but I'm at least willing to try it now. Right? I'm in enough pain right now to push through what I previously thought was lame and at least go to therapy to figure out what's wrong with me. Right? And that's what we do here, right? I mean, obviously. I think taking your magnesium, doing all these techniques is great, and anything you see in a listicle or a thread on Twitter, that could be helpful. But ultimately, you need to you need to first learn what your fundamental issue is. Yeah, you need a purpose to some degree. But you need to get yourself to a place where you're going to be more likely to develop a purpose, and more likely that purpose is going to really be your purpose and not something that you're doing again to compensating for these, perceived this lack of immaturity. Focus on body position, balance. That's what therapy is for your life. That's what we can help you with here. If you're interested, we do free consultations. animusempire.com/schedule. If you guys have a question for me, animus@animusempire.com. There's also a contact form on the website. Reach out and let me know what's going on. I appreciate it, and thank you. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe, and remember that if you feel stuck in life or you feel like it's not working out, you may not need a new technique. What you ultimately need is a new brain.